Good morning, comrades. I'll call you comrades this morning because I want to begin by mentioning somebody who posted on Facebook a while ago. A supporter of the people of Palestine, a socialist like myself, and somebody disgusted to watch as the independent state of Palestine is being annexed by Israel and their occupying army. He's also, of course, causing problems, making the Labour Party think all kinds of things, including accusing him of being an anti-Semite. So I thought I would begin by just standing with him in solidarity this morning. And then I'll begin with something that was apparently said by Boris to Keir Starmer. All right? I'm going to begin with a picture of, this is unusual, but I just want to sort of send it your way, because Keir's comment to Johnson included a reference to Calvin Klien briefs. Well, they're mine, and they're fresh on, and they're not Calvin Klien, I can assure you. So let me tell you what Hastings and Rye Labour Party mentions happened at PMQS. I take it must have been yesterday at question time, Prime Minister's question time. At PMQS, I quote directly, Starmer asked Boris Johnson what message he wished to give the COVID-19 bereavement group. There is apparently a COVID-19 bereavement group, a group that I believe Keir Starmer was going to meet. Boris has so far refused to meet the group. Notice that, he's refused to meet the group, just like Ian Duncan Smith refused to meet a group I'm a member of called Disabled People Against the Cuts. And when he did actually meet us, Disabled People Against the Cuts, I wasn't there. He had police officers in front of him, people in wheelchairs and whatever in front of him, facing him rather, and the police officers had Heckler and Koch submachine guns pointed at people in wheelchairs with their carers. Just remember that, yeah? People in wheelchairs being met by armed police with Heckler and Koch submachine guns pointed directly at them, and behind this delegation stood Ian Duncan Smith. So just to go back to what and finish the thing from Hastings and Rye Labour Party, instead of responding to the question, I go back to quoting them again, Johnson decided to make a cheap, distasteful joke. Yep. Now, what we need to do now, I think, is just to remember exactly what that cheap, distasteful joke was. And I will carry on quoting. Johnson responds, Starmer, I'll take it from the beginning, okay? PMQs, Starmer, I'm about to meet bereaved families. What would your message be to them? Johnson responds, he's got more briefs than Calvin Klien. He's got more briefs than Calvin Klien. Yeah? We are still in the middle of a pandemic, right? Johnson has refused to meet the COVID-19 bereaved families who are demanding an independent review so we can learn the lessons before the second wave hits the UK. What we get from this Prime Minister is cheap jokes and playing to the gallery. Well, you elect a clown, you get a circus, don't you? He's already admitted he hasn't even read the report that was published yesterday, stating what action needs to be taken to take place before September. He hasn't even read the damn report. Yeah. Right. Let's go through a few more things that have been cropping up on Facebook today. Well, then again, I guess if we're talking about the wonderful British public and masks and things like that. A post from scipost.org said lower cognitive ability linked to non-compliance with social distancing guidelines during the coronavirus. And if you'll just have a quick look at the bottom line, I mean, that says it all, doesn't it? Yeah. I don't know what lower cognitive ability means, but I certainly won't be wearing a mask. Yeah, beautiful. Yep. And just to remind you, just as demonic Dominic seems to want to be going around porting down defence establishments, probably seeking some kind of new superbug. But just to remind you that demonic Dom said, poor people are poor because they have inferior genes and brains, and rich people are rich because they are superior. So are you poor? Are you on a 0 hours contract? Are you barely able to feed your children, heat your home? Do you go to food banks if somehow you are homeless and able to see this on a mobile phone or something? You're poor, and this man here tells you you're poor. You can't help it. You have inferior genes. Yeah? And if COVID kills you and you're old and you're sick and you're disabled, it's because of your inferior genes. This man survived it, and he survived his drive to Barnard Castle because he is superior. Look, there are the people with the superior genes. Do you want to look at a man with superior genes? A white, shaven-headed man with superior genes? Well, you were looking at one then. Yep. Isn't your Brexit supposed to be oven ready? Boris told you it was oven ready. Haven't you just got to, I don't know, I can't remember who, it might have been Katie Boyle in an old advert for British Lamb when British farmers wanted you all to buy British Lamb. And she used to say, well, you can just slam in the lamb. And there would be a picture of a lamb hot pot or whatever, and there'd be Katie's oven-gloved, middle-class, perfect hand slamming it into the gas cooker and clinking the door, almost like a clunk-click advert for seatbelts. But this man told you your Brexit was supposed to be oven-ready. Strangely, I don't think it is oven-ready. Well, we began by talking about Keir, and what more can I say to you, Mr. Keir Starmer? I don't like calling anybody sir. I mean, at least Tony Benn renounced his title and his peerage, but you're not going to do that, are you, Sir Keir? Quite happy to take the knee to become a Knight of the Realm, weren't you? Yep. Sir Keir is the Witchfinder General. Nobody expects the anti-Semitic Inquisition, going back to where I started. But our chief weapon is surprise. Surprise and fear. Fear and surprise. Did you expect the Witchfinder General? I certainly didn't. Well, just for a bit of light relief, at least this one made me smile. And what, by the way, is my youngest son's birthday. That made me smile. Yeah, you got to have a smile sometimes, haven't you? Otherwise, why be alive? And just a quick definition, because they seem to be all over the place, and they are certainly in positions of power, and they are definitely in the ruling British elite. They are constantly within the Tory party, and they probably would have been great friends with Hitler and great bosom buddies with Mussolini, who ended up dangling on a rope outside an Italian petrol station, his body at least upside down with that of his mistress. They begin with F. A fascist, says Henry A. Wallace. Just a quick definition of your opposition. One whose lust for money or power is combined with such an intensity of intolerance towards those of other races, parties, classes, religions, or nations as to make him ruthless in his use of deceit or violence to attain his ends. Yeah, deceit or violence to attain his ends. Notice that in anybody? Notice it anywhere? Notice it? Notice use of deceit or violence in a clown leading the circus? Yeah. Do you see it in the circus clown? No, not the clown that appears at the circus you take your kids to. No, a circus clown, a blonde mop-headed circus clown, who sounds like Churchill. Never in the field. of human clowning has been so much owed to a clowno-fascist like me. Bozza will never surrender. Bozza will fight them on the beaches, on the sunlit uplands, and Bozza will never surrender, even to the virus. So, there we go. Just going to be near to ending soon. Just to remind you, that is the master race. I'm sure that they will certainly ensure that you are all wearing your masks, or they are not wearing their masks. We don't seem to know. We seem to have a little bit of a kind of left and right extremists here, where people on either extreme seem to be going a bit nutty about masks, wearing them or not wearing them. I don't know. It took, here's a statistic. I think I'll finish on this one. It took 65 years, 65 years, that's longer than I've been alive, to end up 930 billion in debt. That's longer than my life then. 65 years to end up 930 billion in debt. It took the Tories a mere 7 years to double that debt. 7 years to double a debt that took 65 years to build up. But not one single thing in our country is better. Not one single thing. Where has all the tax money gone? Where have all the stolen pensions gone? Where have all the stolen benefits gone? Where have all the stolen subsidies and money to help local councils and whatever gone? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? We don't have a government, says this person. We have a mafia. And I think we'll end on that. We don't have a government, Britons. We have a mafia. Please like and share. Take care out there. Don't trust the government. Don't forget about the people of Palestine, oppressed, their country occupied by the Israeli army. Long live the people of Palestine. Bye.